Hello YouTube! I'm here with Taro and I'm doing a little update and touching on some topics that my followers on Instagram have been asking. Mostly about Chinchilla Care and about what to do with the chin when you travel. And let's see what else. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about rescue, Chinchilla Rescue and adoption and introducing chinchillas and so because that's something that I did during the Thanksgiving holidays. Have a lot of things to cover. So let me start. Oh yeah, as you guys can see, you can see there I have a Chinnie Buddy that I ordered through ChinChic on Etsy. I had a smaller one, but I decided I wanted a big one, and I am ordering another one for the bottom of my cage to match the accessories, so like a yellow one or something like that. And I can do a little size comparison here because I had the small one to begin with. That is the mini Chinnie, and this is the regular size Chinnie. That's how big they are. I don't know how Taro feels about the big one yet, but he likes the small one. He likes to sit on him. But I'm gonna leave him here. I'm gonna put this little guy right here. This is the bottom of the cage right now. Still don't have the wheel yet. I haven't been able to save enough for it, but I still take Taro every day for an hour or every other day. There's been like during the holidays I wasn't here. I left for 3 days to Tahoe with the family, so I was a little worried, and finding someone that I can trust with Taro was very hard. Luckily, I have a friend that has taken care of my pets before. I had 3 betta fish, and I left for two weeks, and she took care of them. But I mean, a chin, it's a little different. A fish, you're just gonna put little water there, and that's it. I mean, food, and that's it. But yeah, it was funny because I had no idea she was afraid. She was afraid of Taro. She was terrified of him. She thought he was smaller, like a hamster. She had no idea what a chinchilla was. Even though I showed her pictures of him, she had no idea how big he was. So I was counting on Taro being afraid of her and hiding in one of these little houses, but apparently he wasn't afraid of her at all. So he was just hanging out on this top right corner ledge looking at her, so she freaked out. Of course he doesn't bite or anything, but she was just afraid of him. But I don't know how she did it. She still came and she cleaned the cage a little from the hay that falls off and the little poops, and she refilled his hay rack, and also the water and the pellets. I don't know how she did it. She was so scared, but she did it anyway. She could have just called me and canceled, but I'm glad she didn't because I didn't have any other person to leave Taro with. I think that if I had to leave for a week or more, I would definitely put him in a chinchilla boarding place. You can check if you have breeders around your area. Sometimes they do offer boarding. And I have 2 places. One is kind of far, it's like an hour away, and the other one, well, an hour and a half, and one is an hour away, which seems like a lot, but I'm so used to driving to San Francisco that to me it's not too far. There's a person there, and there's a person also in Los Altos or Palo Alto, I don't remember, but it's just an hour and a half. And she has so much experience both places. One is a Chinchilla Rescue and the other one is a Chinchilla breeder, so I would definitely leave him there if I have to leave for longer, because even though she took care of him, obviously she would have never taken him out since she was so afraid. But if someone else would have come, I wouldn't have let them take him for playtime just because they don't know how to hold him in case he escapes or whatever. I just wanted to avoid all that. So usually for just 2-3 days, I will leave someone here just to change food and clean up the cage a little bit, but no playtime. Thankfully, Taro was fine. I thought he wasn't gonna recognize me. Not recognize me, but not be as warm to me as he was, but he was fine. And by the way, I covered all the tile with one of those fleece covers for the cages because I figured she only had time to come once a day. Out of the 3 days, she came 2 because she was also studying for exams or whatever. So I thought if I just leave the tile at the bottom since he pees, the tile's not gonna absorb it. There's gonna be a lot of pee. He's still being potty trained. Finally, I got some trays. I got this from Target. It's just a little plate from Target. I thought it was so cute, and that's what I've been using for trying to potty train him. I need some litter, some little shavings there, or paper, crinkle paper for that. But I mean, he's been peeing in that corner one. I mentioned to you guys that he pees where he eats, which is annoying, but at least it kind of gives me an idea of where he will pee. He pees on that litter box right there. But then he also pees on the right corner of the hay rack, and that's annoying. But I guess he's gonna get a hang of it eventually. So that's what I did for when I had to leave him or with a friend when I was away. Now, over the holidays too, I mentioned to you guys that I was trying to get him a friend. So we went to a Chinchilla Rescue. There's 4 locations, because there's different foster people that take care of the chins. And when we went in, he got along so well with this violet chinchilla. He did not attack him. The other guy started grooming him right away. They played. I was there for like an hour, and nothing, no fights. I even put them in the carrier that I took, and I drove an hour and a half back home, and the whole time they were cuddling and they were fine. They never fought. But once I got home, I closed the division of the cage, and so I kept the new guy on top and Taro on the bottom. Taro hated him once we got home. It was so sad. He hated the guy. He could not stand him. And I didn't understand why. I mean, I know this is his territory. This is his home. And he didn't like the fact that a new guy was there. But besides that, I know that it takes a few months, and sometimes they might even never get along. Or they might like it happen, and then they might not. But the thing is, sadly enough, I couldn't connect with the little guy. I just couldn't. He wasn't like it. He was cute and everything. So, I mean, I feel horrible. But the lady from the rescue let him take him home without paying or anything. Because she knew. She's like, well, you should take him and try it out for a few days. And then if it works out, if he's the right fit, then you keep him. And then we do the adoption paperwork. And then you can pay for his adoption. And by the way, adopting chins, it's such a good thing. I mean, adoption is only $75 from the rescue called chinchillarescue.org. And they have, like I said, 4 locations. One is in San Francisco. The other one is Sunnyvale. And the other one is in, let me see, I don't remember. I do not remember the other location, but if you go to their webpage, you will be able to contact them and they'll let you know. There's tons of chinchillas, and adoption is great too, because if it doesn't work for some reason, like it didn't end up working out for me, they can always switch out chinchillas. You can try a different one, or you can just look somewhere else. But I like the fact that they're open to see until a person is able to find a perfect fit for them. I'm gonna go back and look for other chins available. Yeah, because I really want him to get a friend, and I know it's going to take a long time, but sadly I think I just thought, well, I'm not going to have another chance of finding a chin that gets along so well since they didn't fight. And I wasn't completely in love with the little guy, but I said, well, if Taro loves him and they're getting along so well, then I'll just take him home. But then everything changed, and I was just like, okay, well, let's try again. But I did tell myself I'm never going to get another pet unless I'm completely in love with that chinchilla. I think I don't know. I thought it was because they got along so well. So perfectly well. I mean, no fighting, no barking, nothing. They just seemed to love each other. But then, obviously, his home is his home, and he just didn't like it. But I'll go back and go look for another one. But I won't bring one home until I know. I fell in love with Taro the first time I saw him. So I need to feel that with the other pet, because I mean, it's a long-term commitment. These little guys, God willing, are going to be with me for 15 plus years, 20. So I want to make sure that I am in love with both of them. And whether they end up working out or not, they will have a nice home and they'll be well taken care of. If it doesn't work out, I'll close the compartment again, and then they all will have their own level. So that's what happened with my first attempt of finding a buddy for Taro. I did find out though that he is the dominant chin. So the other guy was not dominant. He was very tame and he was very submissive, but Taro is a little booger. Let's see. Hey buddy, you want to say hi? You want to say hi to the camera? You want to say hi to the people on YouTube? You want to come out? Or do you want to sleep? You want to continue sleeping, hanging out in your house? Okay. You don't want to come out? Okay. Okay then. Okay. I'll leave you there. So yeah, what else can I update you guys on? Well, Taro has been gaining weight. Thankfully, he's finally passed 500 grams, which is amazing to me. He came to me at 450 grams, I think. I had him for 3 months, and he's gained a lot of weight, and I'm happy about that. He's still growing. He's been having those supplements. I've been getting those little herbs. He really likes them. This one right here is a chamomile mix from fuzzykingdom.com. He ate most of it. This is all that was left. And I also put some hibiscus, and there were some rose hips there too. But he obviously ate those first. And then there's some green oats. And oh, also this is like a marble cup that I also got with the Target wolf that I'm using as a litter box. It was very pretty, so I mean I'm a sucker for pretty things, so I just bought it at Target. I got 2 of each, knowing that I'm gonna get another friend soon. So yeah. What else can I talk about? Oh yes. Oh, okay. See, they were asking me about Chin Care. So if you have never owned a chinchilla, what would be the things you want to look for? First of all, I would recommend either a rescue or a breeder, just because the chins that you get at Petco or PetSmart, you just don't know where they're coming from. You don't know their genetics, and sometimes they do have teeth problems that you won't know right away. It just happens as they grow, and there's no way of knowing, especially because you don't even know where they're coming from and their parents and their history and stuff like that. So I think that a breeder would be the best way to go, but then adoption is great too. It's also, so I mean, I saved Taro too. He's a rescue, and I'm so happy I took him from a Craigslist post. But yeah, I mean, rescue or breeder would be the best way to go. You want to check that they don't have any, they don't sorry guys, I'm getting stuck. When you get a change, you just want to make sure that their eyes are bright and dry, and their noses too, that they don't have any discharge, either eyes or nose. You want to make sure they don't have a dirty tail or wet tail. That's a sign of diarrhea, and it can be very serious for a chin. So you just want to make sure to take a good look at them before you get them. Also, you want to see their temperament, and that's one thing that I like about breeders too, because they breed for the best, of course, and they know the temperaments of the chins that they're breeding. Taro, I'm working with him. I'm still working with him. He's just a little feisty, but he's been slowly but surely warming up to me. He lets me hold him a little longer now. He used to hate to be held, but now he doesn't. He's never had a problem with me petting him inside the cage, but I'm working on holding him. When I went to the rescue, they taught me a few tricks that, I mean, it might look like a mean thing to do, but this lady showed me how to hold him like a baby pretty much on his back and hold him against his will. And maybe many people will disagree to use this kind of technique, and maybe I'll post it because I have a video of it. But then he comes down, and this lady has like 50 chins under her care that are waiting to be adopted, and she does this to all of them to tame him. I mean, some of them, their personalities are just impossible. They're just set on not wanting to be touched, and that's okay too. She gets that. But there are some chins that, with a lot of handling and doing that, they start coming around. She says that just like a dog or any other animal, you need to show them that you're the top. you're like the alpha chinchilla or whatever. But I mean, she really loves them, and I saw the way she was taking care of them, and I don't doubt that she has the best interest for them in mind. I've been doing that to Taro. I've been holding him against his will because he hates it. But after a while, I mean, he fights and he kicks and he gets so annoyed, and you can tell he's angry. His tail's all sticking up straight and his nostrils are... But then he comes down. He comes down, and I put him right as he comes down. I put him back in his cage, and I talk to him with a soothing voice, and I think he's starting to get the picture that I'm not going to hurt him. But yeah, when you get a chance, then you want to check for that, the signs that they're healthy. And then once you take them home, I know it's hard. People want to hold them right away, and they want to interact with them and have a play date with them outside the cage. But I would recommend just leaving them for a few days. I would say like a week. You want to leave them inside the cage and let them adjust. There's a new environment, a new cage, a new person that they never seen before. So just let them get adjusted, and then you can start coming to the cage and just talking to them with a soothing voice, and eventually after a few days that you just come so they can get a good look at you and hear you and get to see you. Maybe you can put your hand inside the cage. Don't try to reach for them, just put it in, and they're very curious. So eventually when they start losing their fear and they feel more comfortable, they'll start coming to you. They will start coming to you and exploring. They might just jump, or they start climbing on your hand right away or your arm. After that, you can take them for a playtime outside the cage, in a bathroom, anywhere that's chinchilla proof. You don't want to take them to a living room, because I mean, you have cables that they can chew, furniture. In my bathroom, I need to make a video of how I chin proof it with a lot of cardboard, because he already chewed a lot of the base of my walls. Oh my gosh, they're all chewed up, and some of my doors are chewed too. I don't know what happened. I just didn't think of it, and I regret it because I live in an apartment, and I don't know, hopefully I don't lose my deposit. I'm gonna try to repair it somehow. It's not that bad, but I mean, you can see the chews. But anyway, yeah, you want to chin-proof everything to make it safe for them, and so that you don't have damaged furniture, especially if you live in an apartment. But yeah, you can do that. You can start with doing it maybe once a week when you first get them, and then you can move it up a little longer. It can be an hour or less, 30 minutes, depending on how your chin enjoys it or not. Sometimes I take Taro for a little playtime, and he just goes to sleep, so I have to take him back in. Sometimes he's not feeling it. Hi. Come on, you don't want to come out. Okay then. Maybe if I bribe you with loofah. You want some? Oh. Okay, you want to eat it in there. You don't want to come out. This has been a success with him. Like, he loves these little things, and I have bigger, thicker ones. This is like his ultimate favorite thing. Little rings. But yeah, so that, and then for food, I would recommend, right now when I'm feeding Taro, I'm feeding him Pro Manna. It's a very good quality rabbit food. I do not recommend feeding chinchillas rabbit food, but this particular one, I've been reading a lot of breeders use it. And I mix it with some Mazuri chinchilla food that I think is alfalfa based. So I really put I don't do half and half. I do less. A little amount of the Mazuri, with most of it being Manna Pro Sho. And he likes it. He likes it, but eventually I want to change to Oxbow, since I know that's also a very good quality chinchilla food. Once I run low on that food, I'll switch them. But it's I bought a huge bag. I think it was 25 pounds or something like that for 20 bucks, which, I mean, that's another reason why breeders use this brand, because they have so many chins, and that food is good quality and it's cheap compared to Oxbow. You buy it in big amounts. I think that's it that I covered Chinchilla Care, right? If you guys have any other questions, oh yes, I almost forgot. You do not want to have any plastic in the cage whatsoever. They will chew it. The cage that I had Taro in, he came in that cage, had a huge hole. He had eaten a lot of plastic, and that's very dangerous because it can cause impaction and they can die. Like, their gut can just be obstructed, and yeah. They can slowly die and it's painful and you don't want that for your pet. So make sure everything is metal and wood, and it has to be safe wood. Some kinds of woods are not, can be toxic for chins. So, oh gosh, I do not know the names of the safe. Kindle dry, pine, untreated is what's safe for chins. There you go, I remember. And then there's many webpages where you can just look safe wood for chinchillas, and it would just give it to you if you go to Google and check that. They like dust baths. Please do not bathe your chinchillas. I've seen some people give them baths and it's horrible. Unless it's an emergency, you can give them a bath. Unless it's like, I don't know, absolutely necessary, like they're overheating, because that's one way of trying to help a chin not go into heat stroke, is putting them in some water to cool them off. And that's extreme. You do not want to bathe your chin ever. You want to give them dust baths. And you can do that. You can do that every other day, depending on the skin, because sometimes chinchillas, some chinchillas are more sensitive with their skin and they will get itchy because their skin will dry too much if you give them too many dust baths. So I do give Taro 2 times a week. I give him a dust bath. He loves it. I mean, he could take one every day, but I don't want to risk having his skin dry out. And his fur is pretty good. I also have some Chinchilla grooming, like professional grooming brushes for him. Combs, actually, they're combs. I have a number 4 and I have a number 2. And I did give the guy that came here from the rescue a grooming, because the poor guy had like so much dead fur on him. And he looked so much better after. He was very tame, so it was easy. With Taro, I'm working on it, but his fur doesn't look bad at all. I keep up with his dust bath, so it looks good. I'll make a video of that hopefully soon, explaining to you guys how to do it. And oh, I want to recommend some books right here. This is one that I purchased, and let me put it down so that there's no glare. Okay, so this one is An Essential Guide to Owning a Chinchilla by Mirella Polly. I will put a link. I think I got this one on Amazon. They're all very, very cheap. I think the most expensive one was probably like 10 bucks. But the other ones are like $6 or $8 or something like that. This one is my favorite though. I think after having all these books that I got 3, but I think this one right here is the most complete, I would say. This one's good, but this one is the best. This is the Chinchilla Handbook by Sharon L. Vanderlip, and it's Barron's. It's a very good book. It has a lot of pictures and it has a lot of good information. Very good book. I would highly, if you can't get all this because it's not necessary, I would mostly recommend this one. And this one I got from the Chinchilla Rescue that I've been talking to you guys about. Oh, yeah, the Joy of Chinchillas. I think Taro just left his little house. Oh, there he is. Oops, you dropped it. Are you stage fright now, huh? Are you gonna go get it? Oh look, you found another one. Yes, I made sure I left one on each level for you. Yay, he made an appearance, guys, finally. He woke up. He's so cute. He just turned 1 too, December 5th. And he's still so tiny. I hope he doesn't grow humongous. But, I mean, at the same time I want him to. But he's so cute as a baby. Hey, Taro. Oh, I guess you like loofah because I haven't given him any in a while. So, I might have to purchase more. Okay. Well, guys, this is the longest video I ever made. I don't know if you guys have any more questions. You can write them on my comments and let me know if you want me to make a video in particular about whatever. Make sure you follow me on Instagram for more pictures and little updates on Taro, and subscribe and like my video. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.